So, the hideout and escape from Tarkov is another one of those highly debated topics in the game that people love to argue about. Some people use it to make money, others use it only to craft items needed to progress, and then some people see it as a waste of money and don't use it at all. Me personally, I see the hideout as a major investment into the future of my gameplay. The hideout single-handedly ensures that I never go broke, and it also makes me millions of rubles at the same time. Today, I'm going to be showing you how I use the hideout to never go broke and escape from Tarkov. All right, so we're going to jump right into this, and I'm basically going to be showing you guys the different ways that I use the hideout to make extra money. You guys saw my reserve guide on how I do money runs with that, so doing that on top of everything that I do in the hideout just really helps to like keep me afloat, and I can run kits like this on a regular basis. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into the hideout, and as you can see, I've got some stuff going here. I need to go ahead and turn this back on because my filter went out. First thing I want to talk about is your crafting and hideout management skills. So here's mine. My crafting is at level 8. My hideout management is at level 9. I also have the library up, which gives me a bonus to the practical skills. So both of those skills level up faster because of the library. Now, in order to level up your crafting skill, what I do is I alternate between two crafts. So for example, on the lavatory, I alternate between these shampoos and the corduras. So if you do that on everything that you possibly can, your crafting skill will go up. Hideout management, I'm not really sure what makes that go up. I don't really concern myself with that, simply because I want to get my crafting skill up so things craft faster. All right, now that that's out of the way, let's jump right into it. We're going to start off with the lavatory. So right here you can see I've got my shampoos. Typically what I do, whatever I craft, I like to favorite it and put it at the top. Right now I'm alternating between these corduras and these shampoos. I do the corduras because it only costs 8k roughly to get it going, and it takes 45 minutes and 26 seconds. If you're starting out at crafting level 0 or 1, I want to say it's around 47, but obviously the more you level up your crafting, the shorter these times are going to get. So I do the cordura, the shampoo, and the reason I do cordura is because they sell anywhere from 18 to 21k. So I'll just craft these non-stop, back and forth between these two. And then the reason why I do the shampoos is because there's a good trade to Ragman. You can either use it for the AVS, which is 7 shampoos and 5 of these. These things are like 5 to 7k a piece. Or if you want, you can do the TV 110, which is 2 shampoo and 4 bleach, which is why you see that I have the bleach favorited. Now, I used to alternate between these two, and I would just stock up on the TV 110s, but now I'm doing the shampoos and cordura because I use these to make money, and I use these to get the AVS. And I prefer the AVS over the TV 110 because the AVS offers stomach protection. Moving on from the lavatory, we're going to go straight into the workbench. Now, this one is a little bit different than the rest of them. All I do on the workbench is do these round pliers. Basically, my strategy here is to buy the yellow pliers on the flea market for 10k or less. Very often I'll come in here and scoop up a bunch of them for anywhere from 7 to 10k. And the reason is because these craft super fast and they sell to therapists for 17,010 rubles. Now, I know that may not seem like a lot. If you're buying yellow pliers at 10, selling these at 17, you're like, okay, well, that's only 7k rubles. The key here with this is to save up a bunch of them. So let's say I keep crafting these nonstop for the next week. I fill up half of this junk box. For whatever reason, I run completely out of money. This is kind of like my fallback. So if I run out of money, I'll just sell them all, and then I'll have anywhere from 500 all the way up to a couple mil. So if I went to therapist right now and sold all of these ones that I have 2 rows. We're looking at about almost 500,000 rubles. So I use this as kind of like, it sounds dumb, but like an investment. So I'm buying up all these yellow pliers, and then I'm turning them into these. And then when I need the money, I sell them. Or if my box starts getting too full, I sell them and just add to what I have. So for workbench, that's all I do. And then at nighttime, I'll craft AP20 when I go to bed. That way I'll have some fresh ammo in the morning, and I'm alternating between crafts, leveling up my crafting skill. But during the day, I'm just doing this non-stop. Next up is going to be the nutrition unit. Now this one is kind of personal preference. Me personally, I'm just doing sugar nonstop because I'm trying to get as much as I can in preparation for this jumping up to anywhere from 40 to 60k, because when it does, I will have 2 boxes full of sugar to sell at 60k a piece, and I will have lots of money. So all I do, just nonstop craft sugar. Yes, it doesn't help me get my crafting skill higher, but I'm more worried about money in this sense. So I just go over and buy these Alyankas. They're actually pretty cheap right now. I try to buy them under 20k, and then I just craft sugar non-stop. Moving on over to the med station. This one is one of my favorites. So all I really do is I go back and forth between these piles of meds and the cheeses. The reason why I do that is I can use one of the pile of meds from these 3 to craft the cheese, and then I just buy these 2, start the pile of med, and it's just a back and forth constant level up my crafting skill. And then also these things are starting to get a little higher in price. I just sold all of them that I had last night for like 13,900 a piece. I think I had like 50 of them, and I just save them up in big amounts and then sell all at once. And that's basically what I do with everything that I have. I just save everything and then sell it all at once. Right now I'm kind of low on everything because I did a sale last night, but I save everything, make the most amount of money I can all at once. So that's going to be it for what I do with crafting. Now, a few other things that I do is obviously the Bitcoin farm. This one is kind of self-explanatory. You just throw GPUs in. Me personally, what I do when I get a Bitcoin, they sell for about 360k right now. GPUs are right around 400k, maybe a little bit more. So I'll get a Bitcoin, sell it, immediately buy another GPU. The time goes lower and lower and lower. And then the last thing that I do is the water collectors. So up until I got this up and running, I was collecting these water filters in Raid, and I had a bunch of them. I probably had 2 full rows of found in Raid water filters. Now, what I'm doing right now is I will let this run until the water filter gets super low. Sometimes I forget and it uses the whole thing, but I'll let it run until it gets super low, and then I end up with one like this. And then I'll go to the flea market. They're around 40k. I'll list it a little bit lower than this, and somebody will buy it for whatever reason, kind of like this guy's doing. And I basically use the entire water filter to make a super water, and then sell the filter for a little bit extra money on top. So you get about 170k for the super water, and then another 40k out of the water filter. Not too bad. So right now I'm not really crafting the moonshine because it's only going for about 250k. Super waters are going for 170, and the sugars are going for 30. So by the time you do this and you craft the moonshine, you're only making like 20 or 30k. Me personally, I just don't think it's worth it right now, so I'm not doing that. Now that's everything that I do in the hideout. Another thing you can add on to it is obviously the scab case if you want to. Me personally, I just don't really care about it. But yeah, that's everything that I do in the hideout to make a little bit extra money, and it kind of just keeps me afloat. My number is just always going up, and my routine is I just come in here, switch this one out between the 2, go to my workbench, start up the pliers, go over to my nutrition unit, start up another sugar. Med station, I just did the cheese, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the piles of meds. And that's basically it. That's what I do, and that's how I make my money. So whenever I get stuff, I just put it away. I'm moving on to my 3rd case for the sugars, and that's basically it. So to give you guys a little bit of a recap, my strategy with the hideout is to just alternate crafts where I can. Certain things that are my big money makers, I don't really alternate the crafts, like the round pliers and the sugar. And then once I get enough of them, I will sell all at once, sell all of these at once, sell all the corduras, the water filters every time they get low. I'll use my shampoos to pick up the AVS rigs. And essentially, I never really have to go into Raid worrying about making money because everything that I do in the hideout kind of keeps me afloat. Obviously, I still do money runs and stuff like that because I want to build up enough to buy, you know, keys and stuff like that, quest items, pay for gunsmith stuff, you know, buy all the other gear, guns, everything that I need. But I use the hideout to make me money, so I don't really have to worry about money in general. I know there's a lot of videos out there talking about the hideout and the different things that you can do. This is just what I do. If you guys have anything that you do that helps you make more money or stuff that you craft for a really good barter, be sure to leave it down in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. And hopefully this video helped you guys out, gave you an idea of how to make more money. If you take anything away from this video, I would highly suggest that you just keep these pliers going non-stop. Build up a ton of them, throw them in a junk box, throw them at the bottom of your stash, whatever. I promise you, on a rainy day when you're running low on money, you will be glad that you have 50 of these things sitting in your stash. Sell them for a quick mill or two and you're back up and running, ready to go. So again, hopefully you guys learned something from this. Hopefully it'll help you out, and I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.